Now I know I'm hella late to the game because when did Brandon Marshall, a wide receiver, become a boxer?
I'm about to do the unthinkable. 13 years NFL, 35, phenomenal shape, just went 24 rounds. I'm about to do the unthinkable. Heavyweight champion in the world. A lot of people didn't try and failed. I promise you. Joshua, Wilder, Ortiz, Fury, all them boys, y'all can get it. I'm telling you. Y'all not tough, y'all not strong. Where I come from and what I've been doing in my life, bro, I'm built for this. I promise you that. I'll see you next May.
What's good, YouTube? Jabbar back with Abdul Aesthetics. Had to fix the camera. And I know I'm hella late because I think this story broke like a month ago. But Brandon Marshall, who last played for the New Orleans Saints, is a boxer now. That is some crazy. But hey, more power to him, however that phrase goes. I really don't understand the move. I'm a big fan of boxing, and a lot of boxers tend to start early on, with the exception of somebody like Deontay Wilder, who started when he was 19. But there have been a lot of athletes that transition from contact sports to combat sports. You know, you got your Herschel Walkers, cats like Bob Sapp, and most recently, Greg Hardy. Which I don't know if Greg Hardy is still doing MMA or is he in boxing now. But that whole thing is screwy. But regardless, I'm not surprised by the action being done. I'm just surprised by the guy doing it. Brandon Marshall is 6'5", roughly between 230 and 245. Physical, athletic, freak, one of my favorite wide receivers. He actually played for the Dolphins, who was the team that I used to back. He had those two stints with Miami in 2010 and 2011. Throughout his career, Brandon has been one of those guys where a lot of defensive players have went and said he's one of the hardest guys to cover, and a lot of players have said things along the lines of he's basically a linebacker or a defensive end playing wide receiver. He could play any defensive position and ball out. I believe it because look at the guy. He's a physical specimen. To see this guy go from football to boxing, here again, it's not uncommon because a lot of athletes have done that. My thing is, it's the late transition. Brandon Marshall is 5 years shy of 40. You got cats like Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, who started when they were teenagers or before. And he called out Joshua, Ortiz, Wilder.
To this day!
Tyson Fury, he called out the big boy. He didn't call out the scrubs, he called out the big boys, which is what you're supposed to do when you want to make a splash. You got to call out who's the big dog in charge. I'm very eager to see what happens, and he said next May. I don't think it's going to be that fast because we're almost at the end of 2019 heading into 2020. So I don't know if it's going to be that fast of a transition given the current position of heavyweight boxing. Being well over 200 pounds, that puts him in the heavyweight division. So obviously he's going to have to fight the big boys. Brandon Marshall has gone on record as one of the NFL players who suffered with a mental illness. I don't know if that's playing a big factor in his decision making, or if he genuinely is a student of the game and really loves boxing and just wants to do it. Or it could be one of those things where you're at the end of your career and a lot of NFL players who have basically played from teenagers to their 40s, they go on record saying that they didn't know exactly what they were going to do after they got out of the league. That might have something to do with his decision to want to be a boxer now. I'm really excited to see what goes on and what's going to happen. Behind Chad Johnson, Brandon Marshall is my favorite wide receiver to ever live. I know everybody's like, oh God, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, yeah, that's fine, but a lot of people who like those guys are just hype beasts. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, man, and as the story unfolds, I'm gonna keep you guys updated and keep everybody informed of what's going on. But like, share, comment, subscribe, and until next time, deuce.